Hello, welcome back to Premier League Dad. We are live for another UEFA Women's European Championships 2025 live watch along. Norway against Finland. Another group stage game, and yeah, really looking forward to this one. We've seen some interesting games in the Women's Euros. The Union one, will we see the game or not though? No, you will not see the game on this channel, mate. You can't watch the game on this channel. You can't watch the game on any channel. Channel gets suspended for copyright, so I can't show the game. I'd love to show the game, the Onion, but I can't show the game. That's why it says watch along, mate. That's why it says watch along. But yeah, no, listen, it's going to be a good game, this one, I think. Norway and Finland, second game. To be honest, I think both teams, Finland weren't particularly good in the first game they played against Iceland. Hang on a second, I'm still stuck on yesterday's games. France beating England yesterday was a big shock, obviously, wasn't it? But yeah, Finland not particularly good in the first game. They did manage to get the win against Iceland, 10 men Iceland, or 10 women Iceland, sorry. But yes, yeah, it was a really interesting start to the Euros for Norway. For Switzerland and Iceland later on tonight, by the way, that's what we're watching. Norway started in a slightly, I guess, more surprising way. I mean, I think it was probably fair to say that Finland were expected to beat Iceland. I don't think that Norway at all were expected to beat Switzerland. They did manage to get it done. It was really a really good performance. So both of these teams coming into this game fresh off the back of a win. What do you think is going to happen in this one? Let me know what you think in the chat. Do you think Norway? Do you think Finland? Let me know what you think. The game is live on... Is it ITV, this one? Is it ITV or BBC? BBC. BBC 2. BBC 2, they're just currently showing the game, the France v England game. Just currently showing the France v England highlights from yesterday. So, yeah, we're waiting to see how that one goes. Christ. Okay, we'll just leave that there for now. Yeah, France, mate. Honestly, France was absolutely shocking last night with England. Pure loyalist, hello again, Key. Apologies for some of my comments regarding the Rangers game. It's always the same, both sides, but that's rivalry. Oh, mate, don't worry. Listen, it was good fun. It was good fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was interesting, if nothing else, wasn't it? So, no, I really enjoyed it. Thanks, mate. And a big thank. Did you manage to find the Billy Moore thing, by the way? You said that you'd found me on Billy Moore somewhere. I went and had a look on his channel, but I couldn't find it. If you find it, will you do me a favour and tag me in it? Just tag me in it on the channel, or if you can, put it in the chat here, and I'll go and find it, because I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by that. Really, honestly, the England women really should have done better last night against France. It was a great start from them, and they finished quite strong, but France were just the better team throughout the middle part of the game. So, and they had that one cleared off the line at the end as well. Right, anyway, listen, sorry. Let's focus on Norway. Let's focus on Norway and Finland. I apologise. I'm getting distracted. Norway against Finland in the UEFA Women's European Championships. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. We'll get a poll on now for who do you think is going to win. Okay, so there you go. Norway win, Finland win, or a draw. Let me know what you think in the chat. Right, there you go. I feel a bit better now. I can actually wipe my little table down. Right, there you go. Okay, we're a bit more prepared now. Sorry, forgive me. I'm all over the place. Pure loyalist, you think a 2-2 draw? Okay. Right, well, listen, before we get stuck in, because we're about 20 minutes from kickoff, so we'll go through the lineups and all that as we usually do. We'll go through the lineups shortly. But I do just want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, as always. Match Bingo continuing to sponsor Premier League Dad and all of our live watch-alongs on this channel. If you haven't yet, please do go and check them out. Match Bingo are an absolutely fantastic, genius new app that combines all the fun and excitement of a bet on the football with all the fun and excitement of a game of bingo. Go and download the app. You can do so by clicking the link in my description or by scanning the QR code on the image which is on screen. And yes, if you go and do so, you deposit £5, you get £10 free. Go and try it out. Go and check it out. And over £250,000 in prize money paid out to over 10,000 players across the UK. Big thank you to Match Bingo, and yeah, good luck to you if you get a bingo card for this game. You can get a bingo card for this game, by the way. You can get a bingo card for Norway and Finland. If you go on the app, download it, deposit £5, you'll get your £10 free, so you can put a free bet on this game. And with that, you can maybe win up to 250 quid. So it's worth a go. Go and check it out. But yeah, looking forward to this one. What are we saying? And with that, let's get live. Let's get live on the other place as well. Let's get live on that. Oh, excuse me. Pure Loyalist, you're saying 2-2 draw. Sorry, mate, but still not got round to it yet, but definitely will get it done ASAP. Mate, honestly, don't rush. Yeah, no rush. It's fine. I'm just curious more than anything. If anyone is able to find it, by the way, if anyone has been able to see it or find it, let me know. Apparently, Billy Moore has said something, or did he actually have my? Was it the channel on the screen, or what was said? Reece Musiala, broken leg and dislocated ankle. Yeah, it's looking like a very bad one. A good 4 or 5 months out. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on and how he recovers. Keshav, hi, how's it going, Keshav? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kieran Baines, I'm back. You are, Kieran, of course you are. Good to see. United Forever, are you doing the Norway game? Yes, I'm doing the Norway v Finland game right now. Both teams coming back off the win. In the last game, Finland beating Iceland, Norway beating Switzerland, surprisingly 2-1. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this one. It's going to be a tough one. Tough one to call. Robert, could you give me a realistic winger for a career mode on Genoa to replace Cornet? Is Alan Saint-Maximin? Yes, yeah, Alan Saint-Maximin would be fine. Jonathan Guzman, what's up, mate? Do you think Norway beat Finland in the Euros? Good to see you, Jonathan. Yes, I do think Norway are probably going to take this one. I think Finland weren't all that good in the game against Iceland earlier in the week. We watched that one. I didn't think that was such a good game from them. So, Norway, yeah, I'm backing Norway. I'm backing Norway. But it'll be close. It'll be very close. Two good teams. Two very good teams. Kieran, I must be honest, your channel has helped me get through when the season is over, but your content has helped me get through. Your channel has helped me get through in the season, and all your content has helped me get through. I think as it cut off there, mate. I don't know if you were saying something else there, but thank you, mate. Either way, listen, it's good to have you on the channel. It's always good to have you, mate. Top guy. Really appreciate you being here. Robert, wait, do you have another winger? Is Alisson Maximan on loan somewhere else? No, mate, I can't think of any. ZQXV, are the lineups out? Yes, the lineups are out. It's 15 minutes to kick off. We'll go through them now. Lineups are as follows for Norway. It's Fiskerstrand in goal. It's Bjelder, Harviken, Hansen and Lund at the back. Borisa, Graham and Engen in midfield. And then it's a front three of Leonardsen, Reiten and Hegerberg. For Finland, it is Koivunen in goal, Kosola, Tinilla, Nistrom, Quicker and Koivisto at the back. In midfield, Savenius, Somanen, Siren and Olling. And then a front lone centre-forward of Linda Salstrom. The veteran, Linda Salstrom, 36 years of age. Hasn't scored a goal in 2.5 years. And she starts at centre-forward for Finland. The culture. I love watching football, but I couldn't watch that lad. Credit to you, though. Mate, it's good fun. It's got, and listen, there's something for all types of people here. All types of football viewers. You know? If nothing else, it's Norway and Finland. Two beautiful parts of the world with some beautiful, lovely people. You know, so it's a feast for the eyes, if nothing else. USA versus Mexico, Gold Cup final. Yeah, Mexico favourites. I'm surprised by that, but I do think USA will take it. I've backed USA to win. Pedri Lover, bigger than football, eh? The culture, women's volleyball, maybe football, definitely not. So you're gonna be doing the watch along for Finland against Norway women's volleyball? Is that what you're saying? You big pervo. Jay, afternoon Key, up the toffees. Good to see you, Jay. Lots of love, mate. Robert, do you know who Lil Abada is? If so, is he realistic? Yeah, Lil Abada's probably a realistic signing, mate. Yeah. Pure Loyalist Key, you won't believe this typical call-out. Need to drop my granddaughter back to mum. Hopefully be back in for the second half, possibly before. Listen, mate, no problem. No problem. Take it easy. I'll see you when you're back, hopefully. If you're back and you're back in time, great. If not, maybe see you tonight for the Switzerland-Iceland game. But yeah, take it easy, man. It's always good to have you in the chat, and I'll see you soon. Safe journey, safe driving. Lots of love to your, lots of love to the granddaughter, and yeah, take it easy. Jay, how are you, mate? Had a good Sunday, mate. It's been all right. Yeah, I've been watching Rangers and Club Bruges pre-season friendly. It's actually the most watched stream we've done on the channel. Believe it or not, the most watched stream we've done on the channel was the Rangers v Club Bruges pre-season friendly we've just done. We had like 500 people just on YouTube, concurrent viewers. And it's absolutely flown in terms of number of views and number of chats and everything, every metric you want to measure it in. It's yeah, it's been absolutely off the charts. Mawson, what was Rangers' final score? 2-2. 2-2 it finished. James, AFCB, how's football going? Well, we've just watched Rangers and Club Bruges finish 2-2. We're now watching Norway against Finland in the UEFA Women's European Championships 2025. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this gets on. The culture, you've not been watching Wimbledon? Not really, mate, no. I'll be honest, I tend to get... If I am going to watch Wimbledon, I tend to get involved maybe later on down the line. It tends to be more of a... Like I'll watch the semis or the final, you know, to push. I'm not really It's not my thing. To each their own, but it's not my thing. More same thoughts on Diouf going to West Ham. Rumour, yeah, Malik Diouf from is it from Sparta? Sparta Prague or Slavia Prague, isn't it? Slavia Prague. Yeah, it'd be a decent signing. That be a very decent signing. Dylan, how's it going? Good to see you. Lou, good to see you too, man. You had a win last night, didn't you, Lou? I saw it on Twitter. You'd had another win. No surprise. Taking money off the bookies. Good lad. Well done. Got to be better than me. Christ, I'm giving him a fortune. Lou, who came on for Trent, bro, yesterday? I said it was Ceballos. Danny Ceballos. Yeah, Danny Ceballos came on for him. The Culture, what do you think of Bakayoko from PSV? He seems available for a cheap price. Was wondering why. I think it's a buyout clause, so I don't. It's not like PSV have chosen to sell him for that. It's it's a release clause he's got in his contract, which is active this summer. So this summer he'll be available for 20 million quid. It's not a bad signing. I think for Forest it wouldn't be a terrible move. If they are selling Ilanga goes to Newcastle, they get Bakayoko. Wouldn't be a terrible move at all. Lou, the bookies have said Mbappe, so bet lost. Why would Mbappe come on for Trent? No, absolutely not. Morsum, Diouf used to play with Rangers, but he's quite old now. No, it's not that Diouf. It's a different Diouf. That Diouf has long since retired. Yeah, that's El Hadj Diouf you're thinking of. This is Malik Diouf. Malik Diouf plays for Slavia Prague. The Culture, we are linked with him, Elanga and Adeyemi. My choice would be Adeyemi. Adeyemi wouldn't be a bad thought. Yeah, he wouldn't be terrible. Certainly wouldn't be terrible. But I think Elanga's grossly underrated, you know. Lou, lad, there's absolute uproar on Twitter about it. Is there really? Go ahead, let's have a look then. I love a bit of Twitter drama. I love a bit of Twitter drama and beef. Let's have a look. What's being said? Mbappe, Trent. Oh my god, it is absolutely kicking off, innit? Bet365. Trent came on for Ceballos. Ceballos came on for Trent. And you can see they took pictures. Bellingham for Mbappe. Yeah, it's literally, there's a guy holding the subs board up and it says 5 for 9. So that would be Bellingham for Mbappe. Which means Vinny is for Modric. And the third is Trent for Ceballos. That's what's happened. So they've kicked off. Honestly, I still think that might get... Yeah, that might get changed, you know. FIFA Club World Cup have said it as well. Trent for Danny Ceballos in the 67th minute. So, you should win that, mate. I'd appeal it. I mean, I know there's not much you can do, but... I honestly would. I'd try and appeal it if you can. Substub, yes, and there was loads. Oh, pure loyalist Switzerland games. Defo, speak soon. Take it easy, man, yeah. I'll see you shortly. It was Defo Ceballos. Yeah, it was, mate. It was 100% Ceballos. 100%. Joke lad been robbed me. Robert, have you seen Genoa have had interest in David De Gea in real life, Key? I haven't, mate. No, I haven't. I to be honest, I would assume that David De Gea stays at Fiorentina next year. The Culture, 55 mil is way too much for Elanga, I think, but I trust how he's improved every single signing we've had. Yeah, he has, and he's a good manager, and I think, honestly, there's room for improvement with Elanga. He's got the same sort of output as Bruno Fernandes has last year, so for me, to me it makes insane sense that him going to a bigger club will... that step up and stuff. I think in the Champions League he'll do really well. So I think he'll be a good signing for someone. Lou done me out of 6 ton. Oh, I'd be cracking skulls over that one. Be yourself, Dylan. John Terry was so terrible. Joe Hart had a heart attack. John Terry was so terrible. Joe Hart had a heart attack. Right, the players are coming out here now. We're about to get kicked off here in the second group stage game here in Switzerland. Norway against Finland. Both of these teams won their first group stage game, so a win for either team here puts them through to the next round. Big opportunity for either one. Gotta say, I fancy Norway, especially given that the centre forward for for Finland is 36 years of age and hasn't scored a goal in 2 years. That's the kind of centre forward who could earn herself a move to Everton. It's exactly the sort of form Everton look for, that. Oh, I've just seen that photo you've sent there, Lou. Substitution. Rodrigo replaces Gonzalo Garcia. Hang on a minute, what's that one? Player to be fouled one or more times. So did Dani Ceballos get fouled? Did Dani Ceballos get fouled? Because if Dani Ceballos got fouled, then you're fine, aren't you? You've won it. Robert, were Madrid cheating? No, I don't think they were cheating. They weren't cheating. I think it's the bookies that are cheating, if anything. Mr. DT, what I like about Gyökeres, apart from his insane scoring record, is that he's pushed for a move to Arsenal. He's even turned down Manchester United and a manager he's played under because he only wants Arsenal. Whilst I would have loved Sesko, I am fully behind this. A winning goal and his trademark celebration in the season's opening game will break the internet. I am telling you that Gyökeres to Arsenal is a disaster. I am calling it now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if Gyökeres goes to Arsenal, it is an absolute disaster for Arsenal. Signing the likes of Zubimendi and Gyökeres and Madueke. That's honestly, Arsenal I think could finish fourth. I honestly think Arsenal could finish fourth. Jake Pike 96, hey mate, hope you're having a cracking Sunday, mate. I'm having a great Sunday. Hope you're having a cracking Sunday too. I'm having a wonderful day so far. Jonathan Guzman, why is it a disaster? Mate, because Gyökeres is not a Premier League quality centre-forward. He's, for 60, 70 million quid or whatever it's going to be, BTEC Haaland, yeah, whatever it's going to be that they have to pay to get him from Sporting to the Premier League, I promise you it's going to be too much. Like, I'm not saying he'll be absolutely appalling. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he'll come in, he'll probably end up getting, like, 8 to 12 goals. Like, I don't think he's... Maybe at an absolute push, like 15. But I don't think he comes in and he's like a game-changing centre-forward for Arsenal. I think he comes in and does about as well as Kai Havertz. That's what I reckon. He comes in and he does about as well as Kai Havertz. No better, no worse. Jamie, hey all, come on, Finland is right. Kieran, I've just seen the injury that Musiala got. That's bad. Yeah, the Musiala injury was terrible. Really, really terrible. Awful. Right, hang on a second. I'm going to have to move that around. Oh, it looks loads better. Of a fashion. Onyeki, you've got it bang on, but people are stats merchants that look at numbers. I know, and that's a problem. That, like I said, that is what's going to be the issue for them. They're going to see Haaland, and they're going to see Gyökeres, and they're going to go, he looks the same, he's physical, he's strong, he's quick, and he is, he's all those things. and they're going to see that he's got like 90 goals in 100 games in 2-3 years in Portugal and what, like, forgetting the fact that the Portuguese league, once you step outside of Benfica, Porto, Sporting, and maybe Braga, once you get past those 3 or 4 teams, it's literally like a League One a League One group of players, or maybe League Two. You know, it's really, really poor, really poor. So it's no surprise that he's sticking 3s and 4s past him. It's not a surprise at all. And then he shows up once in a blue moon in the Champions League, you know, sticks a couple past City, and all of a sudden he's getting a reputation for himself. I honestly believe, and maybe I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up if I've got it wrong, I think he comes in and he doesn't do an awful lot more than Kai Havertz has. Jonathan Guzman, don't say this to Arsenal fans. Why not? Listen, it's only an opinion. It's only an opinion. Again, they won't be happy. I'm sure they'll have their little kick off and whatever. That's up to them, isn't it? But yeah, I don't think for 1 second he's going to be anything fantastic, really. Right, well, another minute's silence for Diogo Jota, impeccably observed, as you would fully expect from these two nations, and we're about to kick off. We're about to get underway. Apparently, Jacob Ramsey is about to, or is Villa are prepared to let Jacob Ramsey leave Aston Villa for the right price. I think that's a massive mistake. That is a massive, massive mistake. If Jacob Ramsey leaves Villa, I think they'll regret that. CCFC, I know it was the Championship, but as any Championship support, ask any Championship supporter, and he ripped it up. No, but he didn't rip it up though, mate. He got 21 goals in the Championship. 21 goals in the Championship. That is nothing. That is neither here nor there. 21 goals in 46 games in the Championship is about average for a decent Premier League striker. Like, again, I keep throwing these names out, but Adam Armstrong for Southampton got 21 in the Championship last season. 21 for Adam Armstrong. Terrible. So, if you put Adam Armstrong in the Premier League, he'd be getting big numbers like that. Sammy Smodics for Blackburn Rovers got 28 in the Championship. Loads of players do well in the Championship. And Victor Gyökeres got 21 while he was 24 years of age. So he wasn't a baby. He wasn't a young player in the Championship. He's now 26, 27. He's getting on. For me, it just feels like it's going to be a big, expensive waste of money for Arsenal. But what do I know? Like I said, it's just an opinion at this point, and maybe I'm wrong. Substub, RIP, Jota, yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's been a difficult few days, hasn't it, in that sense? Robert, do you think at the match Newcastle v Atletico Madrid in August we'll do a minute's silence? Possibly, yeah, possibly. I would imagine so, but you never know. Jake Pike 96, everyone raved about that City performance. We'd had back four, including Rico Lewis, Nunes and Simpson Pusi. Exactly, yeah, there you go. Norway are in here, and they've scored. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Norway. Fast start. We're only 2 minutes in, and Norway have scored. It says 2-0 on the board. Why is it saying 2-0 on the board? It's not 2-0. But it's 1-0 to Norway. It says 2. Why is it saying 2-0? It says 2-0 on the BBC. It's an own goal, I think it's been given as. But, yeah, Norway 1-0 up against Finland here already. 2 minutes in. It was a bit of a... It was a long ball forward. It was a nothing. It was a switch of play over to the far side. And the right winger picks it up here for Norway. She gets to the byline, skips past the fullback, pulls it back to the edge of the area. Well, doesn't even pull it back to the edge of the 6-yard box, sorry. And it's an absolute disaster for Finland's number 3, Nystrom, the defender. She goes to swing her left foot at it, misses it, hits her standing foot and goes in. Bad error, and it's an own goal. Norway 1, Finland 0. Fast start here in Switzerland. Jonathan Guzman, so Gyökeres has some experience playing English football. He has a little bit of English experience playing English football, but not lots. Not lots. And it's in the Championship, so, you have to make sure you kind of balance it for that. But there you go. 4 minutes in, Norway 1, Finland 0. Fast start. This might be one of them games where we do end up getting a high scoring, because it just feels like Norway are all over these straight away. M15-7, all respect to women, but I've had to stop watching women's football. Why is that? Why is that? I think you're missing out, mate. Honestly, we watched a little bit. Look, like I said, I've got to say, I haven't watched a lot of women's football. And, through this whole journey of watching football, I've committed to watching the Women's Euros and whatever, and there's a lot of, I guess, casual football watchers like me who'll watch anyone. Like, I'll watch anyone, I don't care. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'll literally sit there and watch Oxford against Plymouth. I don't mind. I will watch any game of football. I'm that invested in the game. But I have to hold my hands up and say I've never really watched women's football. Never watched the club football, never watched the international football. I don't know who any of the players are really. I don't know which teams are good. I have no idea. And I freely admitted that at the start of this tournament. And I had a lot of preconceived notions about this tournament as well, about women's football, that it wasn't as good as the men's, and it wasn't, and it is certainly different. I'll certainly say that. But I've got to say, if it can convince, like I said, I joked yesterday, if it can convince a sour old misogynist like me, and I'm certainly not. I've got a wonderful mum, a wonderful wife, a little girl. I absolutely have nothing. I'd love nothing more than my little girl to be a women's footballer, well, a footballer, not a women's footballer, footballer. I'd love nothing more than it. So yeah, I think this is part of what they're doing in terms of this investment, is to encourage, more viewers of the women's game, more men to watch it, more women to watch it. And I think they'll achieve that by putting every game of a major tournament on BBC, ITV. Every single game is on, broadcast live on terrestrial TV. And it's a huge thing. Whatever you think of the women's game, it's undeniably got better in the last few years with investments and, more coaches going into it, more facilities and resources going into it, certainly at a grassroots level. It's the same sort of thing that'll happen over the next few years, and it'll continue to get better. So you've got to support it. Honestly. It's a really, really big thing, really important thing, and it will get better. It will get better, and it has got better. And I have been pleasantly surprised. I've been pleasantly surprised. Opium, Salah or Bale? Salah. Robert, do you think Hartman is a good signing for Burnley? I haven't seen. Has Hartman signed for Burnley? Oh, Quillinchi Hartman. He's been out for a long time with an injury. That's what I'd say. He was once very well thought of, wasn't he? He was at Feyenoord and doing very, very well there. But he has been out for a long, long time. He played 12 games last season. And he missed a chunk of the season before that as well. I'm sure he did his knee. Was it his knee that he did? Yeah, knee injury. March 2024. So he's barely kicked. Honestly, he has barely kicked a ball for over a year. So yeah, it's not a bad signing if they can get him back to how he used to be. Then yeah, it's not a terrible signing at all. Daniel, who's winning today? Mexico versus USA. I think the USA. I'm going to say Poch's Yanks will get it done. But Mexico are certainly the favourites, which I think is surprising, isn't it? It's mad. I would have never said Mexico would have been favourites. Ellen, I'm in Greece at the moment. Is there anywhere I can watch it that you know of? I mean, it's on BBC Two, Ellen, so I'm not entirely sure where you're watching or where you can be able to watch it. I don't know, but in Greece, if you can find a channel that's showing BBC Two, UK, terrestrial telly, then do it. Or you can go to BBC iPlayer on your phone. You know, you can watch it on BBC iPlayer. Go and do that. Go and check it out. Sure you can. But lucky you being in Greece. Jake Pike 96, I'm from Sydney and I went to a few of the World Cup games last year. It brought the country together. Yeah, like I said, it is different. You know, I'd be lying if I said that it's not different to the men's game. It absolutely is different to the men's game. But different doesn't mean better, you know, worse or not entertaining. Like I said, you know, one of the most entertaining games I would say from my point of view was I thought the Spain v Portugal game the other night was brilliant. I thought Spain were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They won 5-0. You know, it wasn't necessarily a contest, but it was a brilliant game, brilliant performance from Spain. And they played some really good football, whichever way you want to dress it up. So women, men, doesn't matter. They were fantastic in that game. And yeah, like I said, I'm not woke. I'm not woke. I'm not someone who's watched a load of women's football in the past. This is probably the first tournament I've committed to watching, you know. So I'm absolutely not a someone who's just watching it for the sake of watching it or anything like that. I'm intrigued. I'm curious. They have my interest. And it's on terrestrial telly. It's a historic moment for the women's game that they are broadcasting for the first time. A major women's tournament, every single game live on terrestrial TV to the nation. That's massive. That's huge. Jake, I do think they need smaller goals, though. Yeah, I was going to say, there's been a few goals in this tournament already where we've seen, you know, they've maybe not been able to sort of get into the postage stamp area quite as quickly. But that is counterbalanced by the fact that maybe the shots aren't as strong either. Like, the shots haven't been as powerful. They've been a little bit more floaty than, like, smashed into the top corner. So I think it's balanced off. You know, I think you've got to. Yeah, I think it's fine. They don't necessarily need smaller nets, but it wouldn't be Finland just knocking it around here. Sorry, one sec. Jake, I wish I was here for the League Cup final every day. Sonny, do you know if Leeds win the Premier League? Leeds aren't winning the Premier League. They'll be lucky if they stay in the Premier League. Jake, he's definitely not woke, especially when he's watching the tune. Salad, Barcelona and Spain are infinitely better than everyone else. Yes, they are. Certainly, I mean, I can't speak for Barcelona women's team, but the Spanish women's team are a league above everyone else. Sonny, where do you think Leeds will finish in the Prem? I think 17th or 18th. Maybe actually more like 18th or 19th, I would say. Robert, thoughts on the Venezuelan Prince Salomon Rondon returning to Europe? I haven't really got any thoughts about that. I don't think he will. He's getting on, isn't he? Philippines just was at the Rangers in Club Brugge, ended 2-2. No idea why we signed Max Aarons. Well, Proper was shocking, wasn't he? Proper was absolutely shocking. And Kieran Dowell as well wasn't fantastic. Obviously, they both got hauled off at half-time. A lot of the Rangers fans in the chat seemed to tell me that they thought he was just being put in the shop window. It was just about sort of trying to get them, you know, buyers, I guess. Razeen, how's it going, Razeen? Good to see you. How's India today? Salah, Barcelona's just a Spain team with Eva Pajot in attack. The Fulham collection, where do you think Fulham will finish this season? Well, Fulham haven't really done that much in the transfer window thus far, have they? Where to watch the game, guys? You can watch it on BBC Two. BBC Two. Finland coming forward here, and Norway shepherd it out the play. Good defending that by Norway. Yeah, where do I think Fulham will finish next season? Have Fulham actually made any sort of inroads in terms of transfers that I've maybe missed? I don't think they have they? Don't think they have. There's been no transfers in, no transfers out as far as I can see. Kenny Tete's got a new contract. Other than that, that's about it. The Fulham Collector, we've done absolutely nothing in the transfers. Wasn't the rumours about Marco Silva going? Yeah, wasn't the rumours Marco Silva was going to leave? Philippines, can't wait to see Thilo Asgard though so far. My favourite signing, looks like a class player. Yeah, it was a shame that Thilo wasn't on the bench today. I would have thought he would have maybe got a bit more time. The Fulham Collector, what are you saying, sorry? He's staying now. We might get Zinchenko and Nelson, but I don't want more ex-Arsenal. No, I agree. Yeah, no, I don't think that's the right thing. Finland are in here. Chance! Good save by the Norway keeper. Very, very good save. Is she onside? I think she is, you know. Fantastic save, that. It's a lovely ball, actually. Is she onside? She is onside. What a fabulous pass that was. Quarterback style. Absolutely Trent Alexander-Arnold. Long ball. Wonderful first touch from the Finnish centre-forward. Is that the Finnish centre-forward we were talking about? The one who hasn't scored in 2 years? I think it was, you know. I think it was Salström. Linda Salström, the Finnish centre-forward. Great first touch. Just couldn't quite put it away. Hasn't scored a goal in 2 years, the Finnish centre-forward. Corner comes in. It's gone straight out for a goal kick. That's poor. But yeah, I think with Fulham, I can't see you finishing anywhere other than mid-table. Like, I don't think you're in any danger of going down. I don't think you're in any danger of Europe. You kind of fell away towards the end of last season. It was really frustrating with Fulham, wasn't it? Because how good were you last season against, like, the very, very good teams? Like, you got a point against Arsenal. You beat Liverpool at Craven Cottage. You got a point against us at Anfield. You played really, really well against the top teams, and then if I remember correctly, you drew with Southampton, and you just generally crap against the teams. You went to Stamford Bridge and won. You went to St James's Park and won. You know, all this stuff away against the big teams. You were absolutely fantastic. A home and away against the big teams. Beat United as well in the FA Cup at Old Trafford. Like, lots of big performances for Fulham, but just couldn't quite get it done against the lower teams, and that was the really frustrating thing. I thought Alex Iwobi had a fantastic season for Fulham last year. I'll say that. So yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens with Fulham this summer. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do in the transfer window. There's rumours about Harvey Elliott, of course, coming from Liverpool back to Fulham. I don't think that would be the worst move in the world at all for Fulham. Very, very good player. Chance for Finland in behind here now. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Good save from the keeper. Again, Salström couldn't just quite get it done. Salad. Iceland chose a 6'2" girl to play in goal. Other countries should copy. Just been to Anfield. Absolutely beautiful what the LFC family have done. Yeah, it's really nice to see. The Fulham Collector, I'm hoping Fulham we get Europe. We was close, but after Christmas fell off. That's true, yeah. Our stats versus the top 6 compared to the bottom 6 was a joke. Reese the PT, Sunderland want Gonzalo Garcia next. No, listen, Sunderland aren't getting Gonzalo Garcia. There's no way at all. No way at all that Real Madrid don't keep hold of him. No way at all. Jake Pike, everyone beats United now, to be fair, mate. Philippines, I read that apparently Vardy is close to joining Rangers, getting Defoe vibes. What's your thoughts? Vardy to Rangers makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing work. There's rumours Calvert-Lewin's going to Man United. Apparently that's very, very close to being done and announced. Calvert-Lewin to Man United. What the hell is going on there? Oh, cheers, Jake. Thank you for sending them through, mate. Massive thank you. Razine, do you watch F1, mate? Today's British GP. What's that that's just come through? I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I saw Jake sent football. Love that, mate. Thank you. Today's British GP was fantastic. Most entertaining GP so far. Did you watch the F1 movie? No. Honestly, mate, I'm not really an F1 fan. I don't really follow F1. It's not my thing. As you know, listen, the amount of football I watch, I ain't really got time for other sports. I am 100% a football nerd, and I'll occasionally, very occasionally, watch things like rugby league. Obviously, I'm a St. Helens man, so I'll watch a bit of Saints. Occasionally, I'll watch a bit of maybe darts every so often. I don't mind a bit of snooker. Used to have my own snooker queue, play snooker regularly with my big brother, so I don't mind playing a bit of snooker and maybe a bit of the Moscone Cup. Pool isn't too bad, but yeah, I'm not really a lover of the F1, mate. It's not my thing. Thomas Woodall, how do you, Prem Dad? How are we, fella? Good to see you, Thomas. How are you? Yeah, good to see you, man. How's things? Are you new to the channel, Thomas? I can't say I remember the name. Or have you come across from TikTok? Reese the PT, 30 million euros worth with a 25% sell on. It's on. No chance. Absolutely no chance you sign Gonzalo Garcia. The Fulham collector, Iwobi and Robinson was solid. ESR was terrible. I wish we kept the receipt. Yeah, Smith Rowe is not the player, is he? He's not the player for Fulham. He's really not the one. Oishani, Zubamendi joined Arsenal. Not sure that's a particularly good move. He's all right, but I don't think he makes a huge sort of change for Arsenal. I don't think it's transformative. Let's say that. Joe, hello, good to see you, Joe. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Razine, Jude Bellingham was there in the Merc paddock. I watch F1 when there is no footy. Footy's always the priority. Yeah, I don't think I'd sit there and watch. See, there's some things I just can't watch. Golf, cricket, F1. It's not my thing. Bores the life out of me. But some people feel that way about football, don't they? Which is all well and good. To each their own. Different strokes for different folks and all that. The Fulham collector, I just hope Mr. Fulham himself, Tom Kearney, stays one more year. 11 years, he's loyal as. Is that, yeah, I was going to say, the last I heard, he was on the edge of going to Wrexham. Yeah, Tom Kearney to Wrexham. It's 50-50. Yeah, it'd be nice if he stayed, but I do think Fulham needs a little bit of a recycle. I'm not, where do you stand on Rodrigo Muniz? Because, Rodrigo Muniz and Raul Jimenez, it does feel like maybe the centre forward, the attack is not all that strong for Fulham. It maybe needs a little bit of refreshing. Thomas, I've come from TikTok, lad. Watch your TikToks all the time. I'm the United fan in your lives as Tom. Oh, yes. Good lad, Tom. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming across to YouTube. It means a lot. It does help. Thank you for those that have moved across from YouTube, from TikTok to YouTube, by the way. Big thank you. And again, I just want to say, if you haven't yet, get over to X. Get over to X. I keep saying it every live, but I'll keep saying it until there's some sort of a balance. I've got over 5,000 followers, 5,000 subs on YouTube, 3,000 plus on TikTok, and I got about 150 on X. And I am literally just screaming into the void on X. So I'm trying to just, trying to get some people to move over to X and give us a follow. So yeah, if you do get a chance, get over to X or Twitter and give us a like and a follow. The Fulham collector Moniz is an up-and-coming project. He's only 21, but a new striker is a must. Is he only 21? That's news to me. I thought he was a little bit older than that. I thought he was maybe 24, 25. That's interesting. Okay, well then, yeah, keep him around. Keep him around, but I don't know, it just feels like you're missing something in the wide areas. Smith Rowe hasn't been a particularly strong signing. Yeah, you might just be missing something there. Defensively as well, I'm not 100% sure on the defensive situation. Corner to Norway, headed clear. Imagine we still had Mitro. Yeah. Don't think that's going to happen. Chance off the bar from Norway. Oh, it was a lovely ball in. A lovely header from the centre forward. Big flick on at the near post. And it just flicked off the... Well, it was kind of right in the postage stamp again. Keeper came flying out. She's nowhere near it. What's she doing? Keeper comes flying out. Superman punch. Literally tries to Superman punch it. And out it flies. And the number 7... big header, smashed off the crossbar, bounced down, bit Tony Yeboah, and headed behind by the Finnish centre-back. So Norway have got another corner. The Fulham collector, best left back in the league, Robinson. But yeah, some positions need rotation. Robinson's fine, yeah. Robinson is you don't need to change at all. He's fine. I think Leno's had a good season. Iwobi's had a good season. Chance again off the post. Another corner kick from Norway. And this time it was very nearly straight in off the corner. The keeper got a little... She's flailing at it. Just flailing at it. And it just about... I think she gets a touch on it, the Finnish keeper. And it clips off the post and goes out. Does she get a crucial touch on this here? Let's see. Yeah, do you know what? That might have been going straight in off the corner. So maybe I should be giving her credit there, the Finnish keeper. Philippines, Russell Martin says our squad will look completely different next week with Hamza Igamane coming back. Need some changes. They definitely need some changes at Rangers, don't they? Because the performance today was really poor. It was really alarming. Tom, of course, mate, your vids are sick, mate. The lives are. I need to do better with the vids. The vids are shocking. I'm doing some work on the videos in the next few weeks. Because we need to be publishing some more videos. But yeah, the lives seem to do alright, which is good fun. Fulham collector, who do you support? Newcastle. No, I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. I've supported Liverpool all my life. I'm from just outside. I was born about 15-20 minutes from Anfield. Been all over the world watching Liverpool, and now I can't go anymore. I'm a family man. I've got a little girl, so I now watch games of football with you. That's what I do. That's what the channel's about. But yeah, Liverpool fan, and you definitely got the better of us last season, home and away, to be honest. Thankfully, we still won the league, which, that was all good, but you definitely did. You definitely did better home and away against us than I was expecting. Fulham collector, priorities, I understand. Yeah, well, priorities, I've got to prioritise my little girl, and it's just too expensive, innit? Too expensive, go of the game now. And not only is it, beyond it being too expensive, football's changed a little bit. So, I've got epilepsy, and you can't go to games now without, full-on, light shows before kickoff. Molineux is an absolute... There's no way I could go to Molineux and watch Liverpool away from home. Molineux's like you're stepping into the warehouse project. It's like full-on strobe lights at the deck. So, but obviously that, and it's dead expensive, and if I've got 400, 300 quid to spend, it's going on my little girl, not on a game of football. Assuming the wife doesn't get her hands on it first. Chance, Norway, it's cleared away. It's all a little bit scrappy, this, to be honest. It's all been a little bit scrappy, but Norway certainly, they're pushing forward, and Finland just can't really deal with them at the back. They've hit the post twice now. Fulham collector full of tourists now anyway. Yeah, it has changed a little bit with the whole influx of foreign sponsorship advertising. You know, you get people from all around the world coming watching it. Nice talking to you. Earned a follow. Cheers, man. Thank you. I'm off for now. Take it easy. Good to have a Fulham fan on the channel, but take it easy. Have a nice day. I can't lie. Newcastle is full of tourists now. Is it really? Oh, you're a Bristol Rovers fan as well. I didn't know that. I don't get too many Bristol Rovers fans on the channel, but that's good. Are you from Newcastle then? To be honest, every Premier League ground has got tourists. It's kind of part and parcel of it. It's bad at Anfield now because, and it just I've noticed it more and more when Liverpool have got better. Like when Liverpool were not all that good. I mean, we've always been half decent, but like when we were maybe like pre-Klopp, before Jurgen Klopp, under Brendan Rodgers, under Roy Hodgson, you know, we had there was tickets available for games. Like you could go to a cup game like that, no problem. Like most games you could go to. There was always sold out. Don't get me wrong. You still had to get on your toes, but there was always tickets available. Whereas now, it's like dead man's shoes. Chance for Norway. What a save from the Finnish keeper. Not Finnish. Finland. Finnish keeper. BCFC Benji, did you say your thoughts on Kyogo earlier? I missed it. I mean, we talked about Kyogo a few weeks ago because obviously it looked like he was going to Birmingham then, didn't he? Top signing. Yeah, it's top signing that. I think it'd be really interesting to see how he gets on in the Championship because he was prolific in the SPL, wasn't he? Should be someone who's competent enough to get you some goals and, you know, could make Birmingham a real threat in the Championship coming forward. Maybe not. I still don't think you've got enough to come up. Still don't think you've got enough to threaten the playoffs. And maybe that's better, that you've got people like me underrating you and you know, writing you off and whatever. I think you'll do well to get sort of top half or you know, just mid-table for this first season back in the Championship. That'll be fine. But it'd be a hell of a shock if you manage to get the playoffs. But why not aim high? You know, why not aim high? Thoughts on Clark Harris going to that second-tier Turkish club? That's news to me. I didn't know Clark Harris had moved on. Who's he gone to? Johnson, Clark Harris. He's just signed for... Who's he signed for? Can't see anything about it. I mean, obviously, he terminated his Rotherham contract by consent. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Turkey are reporting that the striker is signing for Istanbul side Pendikspor. Pendikspor. Following his departure from the Millers halfway through the season. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I was going to say the last I heard was that he terminated his contract. What a goal that is! Finland have equalised. What a fabulous finish that was. And it's not from, funnily enough, the lady who hasn't scored a goal in so many years. I thought it might have been for Salstrom, but it wasn't. It was Savanius. Savanius scored it. Wonderful finish. Absolutely smashed it into the top corner. Lovely little pass inside. It's Norway giving it away, that. Honestly, it's just poor, really poor play from Norway in midfield. Lovely little pass. 2 touches. 2 touches. They give the ball away. Finland, 1 touch into feet. Rolled it into the path of Savanius. And what a finish. Left-footed into the top corner. Keeper, no chance. Absolutely smashed it in, and it's 1-1. BCSC Benji, what else do we need? So, hang on, let me just come back to Clark Harris. Yeah, the last I heard of Clark Harris going was obviously he terminated his contract with Rotherham, and he did really well, you know, in League One and stuff. He was always a good goal scorer, so I think maybe the move to Turkey is probably just about him cashing in on his final few years and getting a contract that's worth half decent money, you know, and maybe a better life in the sun. Because that's the thing, you know, Turkey's a better quality of life than it is in the UK now. I don't know where Pendikspor is, mind. Whereabouts in Turkey is Pendikspor? Let's have a look and see where Pendikspor is. Oh, it's Istanbul. Just outside Istanbul. Lovely city. Razine, quick question. Since Ryan... Callum Coyle, it's 2-0 in it at timer's off. No, the timer is off, but it's not 2-0. Yeah, sorry, the timer's absolutely shocking. But it's not 2-0, it's 1-1. Quick question, since Ryan Reynolds owns Wrexham, can he use his acting money to fund the club, like buy players and develop it, or would it break FFP rules? No, he can only... FFP is... I know FFP isn't in the Championship, is it? I think he can. There's no FFP per se. Well, there is actually. No, it's the amount of losses, so it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same as the Premier League. The EFL do have their own slight FFP rules. But anyway, no, he can't. He can invest in certain ways, and there are ways you can put money into the club, like through sponsorships and things like that. Obviously, it has to be fair value, which is one of the issues that Manchester City have had. But yeah, no, he can't use his acting money to fund the club to buy players. There has to be... The club has to generate revenue, and they have to use that revenue to buy players. So that's where the transfer budget has to come from. There's certain things that owners can do to try and generate revenue, though, and increase it. Certain things, yeah, that can help. So there's a little bit of wiggle room, but not much. BCFC Benji, what else do we need? What else do Birmingham need? I think Birmingham need quite a bit to go up. Yeah, Beadle's not a bad signing. I don't think he's fantastic. Kyogo, good signing. There's a couple of other players, obviously, you've been linked with and stuff that could... Depends how you get on over the rest of the summer, I guess, before we make a firm decision. But, yeah, look, Birmingham are a very, very good club, and it'd be good to see you back in the Premier League eventually. Chimey, 2 years, no goal is wild. It is for the centre-forward, isn't it? And still getting picked for the country. We wanted him, but our board is so bad right now. I just think maybe it's a lifestyle thing, that when a player who's like, is he what, 30? 30, Clark Harris? To choose to go to a different country in the second division, it's not for footballing reasons. That's just for a better quality of life, in my opinion. He's just looked at it and gone, I might as well go and... Oh, what a chance! Finland! Good clearance there by Norway. Sunderland have put an offer on the table of 30 million plus a 25% future sale for Gonzalo Garcia, a deal that could appeal to Real Madrid. The negotiation includes a buyback option that Madrid had reserved for 40 million euros. Honestly, if they get that done, Sunderland, that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible if they sign Gonzalo Garcia. Fair play to him. Right, it's a corner here for Finland. Sumanen's going to take it. They've crowded the goalkeeper, so we know where this one's going. Should be floated into the box. Or maybe whipped into that near post. Norway goalkeeper has a good 7 or 8 bodies around her. Ball whipped in. Chance. No, it's cleared straight away. It's gone all the way through, I think. It's not even cleared. It's gone all the way through. Shocking. Poor corner. Long ball forward for Norway. They've gone in down the right-hand side, cleared away to the edge of the area. It's gone out for a goal kick. And again, the Norwegian manager, she's cutting a very animated figure on the touchline. She's not happy. She's not happy with what she's seeing from her team, because I'll be honest, they had this game in the bag. You know, they went 1-0 up, and admittedly it was through an own goal, but they looked like they had it. They were in control of the game for certainly large parts of this first half, and then just that Finland goal, that one, you know, poor bit of play in the final third from Norway. They lost the ball. Finland came up the other end. Norway cheaply give it away, and there again, Finland counter-attack it. It's funny how goals change games. It's so funny. Couple of really positive plays from Finland in the last 5-10 minutes. It's got them back level, and all of a sudden now looking to go in into half time with the lead. Yeah, Norway just on the back foot a little bit now. Thomas Ops on Pompey. Oh, Pompey were very lucky last season, weren't they? They were very lucky, I thought. It was a tough season. I mean, you didn't have a bad end to the season. Obviously, was it Colby Bishop? Hat-trick at Carrow Road, and, you know, some big performances for Portsmouth away. But it wasn't a particularly strong end to the season. Yeah, it was only a few points off the bottom three, weren't you? Was it finished? Was it 17th or 16th you finished? It was a difficult season. It was a difficult season, but you didn't have a terrible end to the season. If nothing else, you know, you managed to pick up a few results, and I mean, look, that unbeaten in your last 5. Just saw unbeaten in your last 5. But it was a poor start, wasn't it? A really poor start, and just not quite. I don't think you're ever going to be in danger of going down this season, but I don't think you're ever in danger of going up either. So again, I think you probably mid-table Championship side again, and that's not terrible for Portsmouth. I think you just need some sort of stability for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you know, Mousinho's a good manager, very capable manager. It'd be interesting to see whether or not he can push you on this season, but I don't expect you'll fly. You know, I think you'll do all right. But it's going to be a difficult season in the Championship to predict anyway. I mean, I think the bottom clubs will be it'd be more interesting to see the relegation. I think the top 3, I'm almost certain of the top. Well, Ipswich, I think, go up. I think Southampton go up, and I think it's very likely that we see either Sheffield United or Leicester go up via the playoffs as well. So the more interesting thing is who goes down at the bottom, and it's that I'm kind of intrigued by, because we saw last season some surprise ones, like obviously Luton going down after just coming down from the Premier League. Could we see something like that again? Finland, good chance. It's just gone wide. Apparently, Mohamed Kudus has told West Ham that he only wants to join Tottenham if he does leave the club. Interesting. Spurs' opening bid of 50 million quid was rejected by West Ham immediately. Spurs not expected to be an issue with personal terms if the clubs can agree a deal. They don't expect more like 60-65 for him. Arsenal are pushing to sign Victor Gyökeres with talks understood to be in an advanced stage. No club-to-club agreement as yet, but Gyökeres only wants Arsenal. Not sure on that one. Not sure on that one. Oh, I didn't see that either. Porto have appointed Francesco Farioli, ex-Ajax. He had a disastrous season at Ajax last season. But he's gone to Porto now. Arsenal have agreed a 5-year deal with Madueke as well. The England international has approved a deal that runs until the summer of 2030. Arsenal signing Madueke is going to be mad. Absolutely mad. What a weird season this is going to be in the Premier League. Webbo, what do you think of tennis? What do I think of tennis? I like playing tennis. Yeah, I like playing tennis. But in terms of what's my opinions on tennis? Joe, photos circulating of Trafford at our training ground. Yeah, it was Trafford to Newcastle seems like it's done and dusted, doesn't it? Ah, man, tennis is tennis. Well, exactly. Tennis is tennis. It is what it is. It's tennis. What can we say? Tennis is tennis. Just seems like a weird question, that, doesn't it? What do you think of tennis? I think it's tennis. Here we go. Lovely ball forward for Finland. There's only maybe 10 seconds left of the half here now. And I think that's it. She's blown for half time. The referee. There you go. Half time whistle has gone. It's Norway 1, Finland 1. Great performance from Finland to turn it round after going a goal down so early from an own goal. They've done really well, Finland. Really well and surprisingly well. I've got to say, I really thought that, if anything, Norway might run away with it. It might be 2 or 3-0. But Finland have done terrifically well to turn it around. It was a wonderful goal. Joe, give us Elanga and Scalvini, and that will be enough for me. Trafford, Elanga and Scalvini. I think you need more than that if you want to compete in the top 5, though, mate. Webbo, what's the score? It's 1-1. Norway 1, Finland 1. Junior, how long will Amarim last at MUFC? How long will Amarim last? Well, hang on, I'll answer the next question for Jonathan. How's the Norway game going? The Norway game is going it's 1-1. Norway 1, Finland 1. Norway started, scored early. It was an own goal from Finland. Played really well. Looked like Norway were going to maybe put 2 or 3 past them. And then Finland have come back into it, got a goal. And then since that goal, it's looked like it's all Finland. Finland probably should be 2 or 3 up. How long will Amarim last at MUFC? I think he'll probably last another season. Because I think United do improve this summer. And I do think they improve this season. But I don't think they get the Champions League next year. I think they finish outside of the Champions League places. And I think that's going to be an issue. unless he wins something. I still think the fans would stick with him if he maybe gets them to like 7th or 8th or 6th or something like that. So I think there's a chance that United could improve to that extent. But I can't see him. I just can't see him getting anywhere near the Champions League. I can't. It's so difficult for him. They're just not good enough. So then, when you think of it like that, Amarim's probably... Yeah, you said just today they'll finish 11th. I do think they'll finish 11th. What I'm saying is I think they'll improve. But what I'm saying is even if they do finish in like a 7th or an 8th, like even if they finish like that high, which I can't see personally, I'm being kind of complimentary. If they do finish 7th or 8th, I still think he would need to maybe win a trophy to justify his job and maybe keep his job. I don't know, the United fans aren't known for being particularly patient with managers. And the style of football's crap. It's not good football. It's not winning football. And it's not exciting football. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see a big change from Man United. A big change from Man United next season. And I don't know if the one player that they've signed is going to make a huge difference. Jonathan Guzman, who do you think could make the difference for Norway? Probably Graham. Down the right-hand side. She was the one who created the goal, basically. She is also the one that gave the ball away for the Finland goal. So she's been a little bit sloppy in possession in her own half, but when they've got the ball to her on the right-hand side, she's been able to drop her shoulder and kind of get past the full-back, and that's what caused the Finland goal. Drop of the shoulder, drove inside the full-back, pulled the ball back to the edge of the 6-yard box, and it was a bit of a shocking clearance effort from the Finnish centre-back, and she kind of shanked it into her own net. But yeah, Graham is probably the one standout player for Norway. It's Nikita Paris in the studio. Right, let's see who we got on. Lee Gunner is backing Madueke to Arsenal. Crystal Palace are reportedly about to sign Hayden Hackney and Rav Vandenberg from Middlesbrough for 40 million quid combined. Jonathan, I really thought Hegerborg was the difference maker, but it looks like she's been hiding this game. Yeah, I was going to say she's not done an awful lot. I've been really impressed with Savanius and Siren for Finland as well. They've been really good at getting on the ball and played some nice one-touch stuff around the edge of the area. So that's probably the main, I guess, danger ladies, danger women for Finland. Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Manchester United on a free transfer. Oh my God. Manchester United have inquired about a potential deal to sign Douglas Luiz. Apparently Everton are interested in him as well, you know. Douglas Luiz. Juventus are stepping up efforts to sign England winger Jadon Sancho, 25, from Manchester United, and could offer a swap with Brazil midfielder Douglas Luiz, moving in the other direction. Juventus are interested in signing 28-year-old Spurs midfielder Yves Bissouma as a replacement. Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford and Jack Grealish could be allowed to leave for £40 million each this summer. No way. No one's paying 40 million quid for them two. No way. So Jack Grealish, you're not getting 40 million quid for Jack Grealish. He's 29. I don't think you're getting 40 million quid for Marcus Rashford. He got like 3 goals last season. Barcelona, though, are set to hold talks with Manchester United in the coming days over a deal to sign Rashford on loan with an option to buy. That's all they're ever going to get, United. Loan with an option to buy. That is literally all they're ever going to get. Because he isn't going to leave 325k a week sat on the table. And he's got that till 2028. 2028, Manchester United are on a hook now. They've got to pay him 325k a week for the next 3 years. And he isn't going to get that anywhere else. He's not going to get half that anywhere else. PSG manager Luis Enrique says he has no doubt France winger Bradley Barcola will stay at the club despite Bayern Munich showing interest in the 22-year-old. Al Nassr have held initial talks with Real Madrid forward Rodrigo, who has been a target for several Premier League clubs. That's from Sasha Tovaglieri as well. Now that could be interesting if maybe Rodrigo goes to Saudi instead of to somewhere like Arsenal, that would be crucial, wouldn't it, really? Former Italy striker Mario Balotelli is attracting interest from Liga MX and Major League Soccer following his departure from Genoa. Chelsea have told Man United they'll have to pay £35 million if they want to sign France striker Christopher Nkunku. And Chelsea are monitoring the situation of Ethan Nwaneri. South Korea forward Son Heung-min set to turn down a move to LAFC, despite being open to a move away from Tottenham this summer. Sunderland are in advanced talks with Club Brugge over a deal for 20-year-old winger Chemsdine Talby. Burnley and Leeds are interested in United States and Norwich forward Josh Sargent, while an offer from German club Wolfsburg was below his £16 million valuation. Brazil club Flamengo have made a £5 million bid for West Brom and Republic of Ireland winger Mikey Johnston. That's a bit one from left field, isn't it? Flamengo bidding £5 million for West Brom winger. Sporting Sweden forward Victor Gyökeres has rejected interest from Saudi Arabia and Manchester United as he holds out a move for Arsenal. Sporting would be willing to accept a structured payment deal for Gyökeres after initially wanting €69 million up front. Inter have rejected €17 million for Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Galatasaray, with the Italian club valuing the 31-year-old at nearly double that offer. Sweet Lord, you're not getting that for him. You are not getting that for him. No chance. Tickets for Chelsea's match against Fluminense in the semi-final of the FIFA Club World Cup are now on sale for £9. £9. There's literally going to be like food in the stadium that costs double the ticket price. Onyé, Gyökeres, 5-year deal set in place. Arsenal are in advanced talks as well. Deal set to be done soon. I know. Gyökeres to Arsenal just seems like a really stupid move from Arsenal's point of view. Just a really, really stupid move. I don't rate him. I don't think he's going to be a player that really pushes Arsenal on. I think he's just an okay centre-forward. At Premier League level, he's just an okay centre-forward. I would have been more concerned if Arsenal had gone out there and got Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins would have been... I firmly believe Ollie Watkins scores more next season than Victor Gyökeres. I'd say that. Robert, how's it going, Robert? And good to see you too, RFC. We're back out for the second half here now. Finland and Norway about to get us underway for the second half. Remember, we are live again tonight for Switzerland against Iceland. Those two lost to these two teams in the first game. So both in the same group. Switzerland against Iceland. What do we think in that one? King Sloth, they should have gone for Sesko, Arsenal. I agree. I absolutely agree. Onyé, what striker or left winger do you think would push Arsenal to a league title? I think they could have done with going getting Rodrigo and Sesko. Rodrigo and Sesko, I think I would have been a little bit more concerned about, or Rodrigo and Watkins. Or, do you know what? Just Isak. Just put the money down for Isak. They're spending all this money on Gyökeres. They might as well just go, do you know what? Sod Madueke. We don't want Madueke. Keep Martinelli. Keep Trossard. Let's just go and spend everything we've got on getting Isak. If they got Isak, the league title then is very much on for Arsenal. Very, very much on. Gyökeres, it's not. Sesko, maybe even still then it wouldn't be. I think if they got a proven scoring centre-forward like Ollie Watkins on a reasonable deal, who loves Arsenal is his club, that would have been a really smart move for Arsenal. If they got him and Rodrigo, that would have made sense. L1, I'm a Palace fan and Nottingham Forest are scum for what they are doing. They're buying Leon players to save them from relegation and also staying in the Europa League. I know, but they're close, aren't they? Marinakis and Textor, they are close. The thing is, mate, it's just one of them things. King Matty 7, why are you always on about selling Isak? I'm not on about selling Isak. I was just asked. I was literally just asked, Matty, who should Arsenal have signed if not Gyökeres? There's news today breaking that they should have gone for Gyökeres. I said Gyökeres won't take him to the title, but if they'd have gone and got Isak, if they'd have gone and put the money down for Isak, then they maybe could have done something. They maybe could have challenged for the league. King Sloth thought Osman, he's a goal... Osimhen. Yeah, Osimhen wouldn't have been a bad signing for him as well, yeah. Osimhen would have made sense. Again, good goal scorer. Certainly more of a goal scorer than Gyökeres. Luisa, ciao, buonasera. Right, we're off and underway in the second half here. Finland getting us underway. King Sloth, I think Newcastle fans are getting rattled with anyone talking about Isak. Mate, of course they are. Of course they are. They get rattled about anyone talking about Isak. You've got Newcastle fans saying that Tino Livramento is the best right back in the league. Lewis Hall's the best left back in the league. The best midfield in the league is theirs. It's a wonder they didn't win the league like last year, isn't it? It's amazing they didn't win the league last year. They've got the best centre forward, the best right back, the best left back, the best midfield, best manager. Jesus Christ. Best fans, best stadium, best everything. Christ, they win one energy drink cup. You win one energy drink cup and they're all over the place. Bobby Minter, who do you think is going to win? In this one, I think Norway. Yeah, I think Finland have started really well in the second half. Sorry, in the latter part of the first half, and I still think Norway are the better team. Yeah, it's going to be close though. Kingsloth, that's because they know a good offer. He will go. They're nervous. Joe, they're not the very best, but they are one of the best, mate. No, listen, Joe. I'm only. It's purely because we've got. You get an occasional Newcastle fan who comes in. I'm not aiming this at you. You do get an occasional Newcastle fan who comes in and gets rattled. Kieran's still here, just not saying much. No worries, Kieran. It's all good. I agree, by the way. I do think Livramento is a very, very good left back and a very good right back, and I think Lewis Hall's a very good left back. I just don't think they're necessarily top 5, and I wouldn't say that they are the. Yeah, I just don't think they're top 5 in the league. You know, they're probably 6th, maybe 6th, but I think there's a number of players who I would rather have ahead of them. They're still very young. You got to remember that. Still very, very young. Tino and Lewis Hall. Norway knocking it forward here. This is really smart play again. Better. Much better. Cleared away by Finland. Great ball down the right-hand side for Norway. Cleared away by Finland again. It's all a bit chaotic. That's better from Norway. It's gone behind by Finland. Good defending. Gyökeres to Arsenal. Here we go. How are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about that? Corner to Norway here. Doing the old Arsenal set piece routine here. They're all gathering at the back stick. And they're going to go and scatter, I would imagine. Great ball whipped into the far post. Cleared away. There's really not an awful lot going on here. It's all a bit scrappy. Dominic Calvert, TNT are reporting this Dominic Calvert-Lewin news, by the way. Yeah, Ruben Amorim is quite taken with the idea of bringing Dominic Calvert-Lewin to Manchester United. Make of that what you will, but it is certainly, it just won't go away, that one. It will not go away. Norway in down here, down the left-hand side. Big chance. Cleared away by Finland. Good play. Real Madrid are looking to let Endrick out on loan. Where do we think Endrick could go? Endrick to leave Real Madrid. That's another one that seems... He's not really had a massive opportunity at Real Madrid, has he? How many games has he actually played, Endrick? The only real memory I've got of Endrick playing for Real Madrid is when he came on at Anfield and he injured Canate. There you go. He got 22 games in La Liga last season, got 1 goal. Now, admittedly, he's still only 18 years of age. He's still only a very, very young man, but 1 goal in La Liga in 22 games is not going to keep you around the Real Madrid team. He's not going to be seen as a good squad option either, but Real Madrid paid, what was it, best part of 60 million, something like that. But 60 million quid they paid for him when he was like 16, 17. Just feels like he's he's destined to leave. Don't think Real Madrid particularly rate him. Finland pushing forward here. Good ball in. And again, headed away. It's all just a bit head tennis. It's really, really poor, this. It's not the best. It's really not the best. It's not the best game, this one. I've bigged up the women's game a lot on this channel, but it's not been a particularly good second half. Admittedly, we're only 10 minutes in, but it's been a pretty poor second half. So, quicker, I guess, we talked a few days ago about, obviously, Diogo Jota and how Arne Slot might manage this situation. And one of the things we said was that he could do one of two things, couldn't he, Arne Slot? He could say, one, I'm not, trying to rush you back, lads. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all the time in the world to process this unbelievable tragedy that we've all gone through. We've lost one of our brothers, and it's an awful, awful thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the time in the world, and we're going to come back in maybe an extra week off or an extra 2 weeks off or whatever, and I'm going to give you all the time, and if you feel you need longer, let me know, and blah blah. Like, be super accommodating about it. Or he could say, I wanted you back in on the 7th, you're now coming back in on the 8th. You report, I expect you back. His funeral's on the Saturday the 5th. We were due back in on Monday the 7th. I expect you back in on the 8th, right? That was another option we talked about. Maybe just give you an extra day to recover from it. But we're back to it, right? No delays, we're back to it. Well, it looks like, from what I'm hearing, that is exactly what's happened. Arne Slot and the Liverpool players are all coming back to the club, I believe, on the 8th of July, which is this Tuesday. And it's going to be business as usual, or at least maybe, obviously, they're still going to be incredibly sad, but, the team are getting back to it and kind of, I guess that's part of, we've talked about that as well, it's part of the grieving process, isn't it, life goes on, and part of that is getting back to work, getting back to it, and I'm sure for a club the size of Liverpool, an institution, it's not like Liverpool will switch off and just allow it to continue. It will have to be something that we just get back to straight away, and that might be the best thing for all concerned, to be honest. Obviously, with all the right support and mechanisms in place to make sure the players feel supported, that's obviously another thing that needs to be taken into consideration. But the reality is that the training and preparation, pre-season, Liverpool have got a friendly this time next week. It's next Sunday. Liverpool play Preston at Deepdale, set for the 13th of July. And as of yesterday, when we checked, Liverpool had postponed ticket sales in that game because there was a question mark over whether or not maybe the players wouldn't be ready for it. Maybe the players just, maybe they're not going to actually go ahead with that game. And actually now it's looking more and more likely that the game will go ahead. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the case. But from what I'm seeing on socials from reputable sources, it's looking like Liverpool will, get the players back to England and back training on the 8th of July. So that certainly suggests that there will be enough time for Liverpool to prepare, or at least that's the plan, to prepare for the Preston game on the 13th. And that's going to be the big problem, is making sure that the team get prepared and physically prepared and rested and mentally prepared for the new season. As cold and unemotional as that is, that's obviously going to be a priority now for Liverpool. That, we have to live on, we have to go on, we have to try and get back to it, and it's part and parcel of it, isn't it? Dan, hello. Can Norway bring up the win? Yes, they can, but as it stands, honestly, I think Finland are pushing for it. Alan, I think they're back this week. Staggered, it'll go ahead, but take the rest with a pinch of salt. Well, maybe the Preston game doesn't go ahead. As it's saying at the minute, ticket sales are on hold for that one, which suggests it's certainly being discussed, isn't it? Or it has been discussed, or we don't know. There's not been any announcement about Liverpool and Preston as yet. But given that again, all the sources on socials is saying that Liverpool are going to come back to training on the Tuesday, suggests that the game's going to carry on as normal. Jaden, Newcastle's best window in years if it all comes true. What? Trafford, Scalvini and Elanga? That's Newcastle's best window in years. I think you might be grossly overrating those players, to be honest, mate. Elanga's a good signing. Scalvini's not bad, but Trafford? Minor upgrade on Pope, I would say, Trafford. Elanga's certainly better than Murphy though. Finn, how's it going? Good to see you, Finn. Lots of Evertonians in the chat today we've had. But good to have you in, mate. How's it going? This is better from Finland. This is much, much better. Ostermorg, have Everton even bought anyone in yet? Oh, off the post from Finland and over the bar on the rebound. Oh, unlucky. That was much better. I told you, Finland pushing forward. They continue to push forward. It's looking more likely that Finland nick it than Norway at this point. Yeah, Ostermorg, have Everton even brought anyone in yet? Everton have been linked with a number of free signings. Obviously, Kenny Tete, they were heavily linked with, and then he decided to stay at Fulham. They've managed to secure deals for Michael Keane, Seamus Coleman, looks like Garner Gay, who is 36 years old. He might be staying as well. They're on about apparently getting Jack Harrison back in on loan from Leeds. They've had him on loan for the last 2 seasons. He's been dreadful, but they're on about getting him back on loan for a 3rd season, which beggars belief, to be honest. Again, all of this just is pointing to me that Everton are going to be one of the teams down the bottom again. They're very close, or certainly, I think they've agreed a fee. I don't know if it's actually been officially firmed up and announced yet, but Tierno Barry from Villarreal for best part of 30 million quid. Tierno Barry was quite impressive for Villarreal last season. He was the Nicholas Jackson replacement for Villarreal. He did all right. He wasn't prolific for Villarreal, but he was all right. He was a decent centre forward, and he had a terrible Euros though. He had a really awful European Championships. Tierno Barry, he missed an absolute hatful. So we don't really know what to make of Tierno Barry. Joe, mate, I'm even impressed we're linked with these players. We used to be linked with Bas Dost and Chowdhury. Finn, did you see that Musiala injury? Yes, yeah, seen the Musiala injury. Bad one. Looks like 4 or 5 months as a bare minimum. Ostermorg, they've signed Alcaraz. I mean, Alcaraz was a player they had on loan from last year that they've confirmed it as a permanent deal. 12 million quid. And again, Everton are still massively short on numbers. It's they need more. They need a lot more. And yeah, I think they're short in some key areas. I still think they're going to be down there, to be honest. Barry as well, got a here we go. Yes, I know, saw the here we go. It's just whether or not sort of personal terms and medical get passed, but I would imagine they do. Certainly, it's a start for Everton with a new centre forward coming in. It's more attack. It's pace Everton are missing. Everton are really slow at the minute. They're really poor in transition. It's been one of the big issues for them. Ostermorg, Villarreal getting picked apart at the minute. Baena and Barrett. Yeah, Baena gone to Atleti. Danzy, how's it going? Good to see you, Danzy. How are you feeling after that big loss the other night? Hopefully you've not gone big on anything else today. Yeah, I'm doing well though, mate. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully you are too. That guy Miles, what's your views on Gyökeres and Zubi at Arsenal? Victor is a needle mover. Value your opinion. I don't think he is a needle mover. No, Miles, I really don't. I think Victor Gyökeres is a player who didn't do all that well in the Championship, and I think he'll maybe not struggle, but I think he'll do just okay. I actually don't think he's a needle mover. I think he does about as well as Kai Havertz did. You've got to remember, at 24 years of age, he performed in the Championship about as well as Adam Armstrong did for Southampton. He didn't perform as good as Sammy Smodics did for Blackburn. You know, it's that sort of a performance from Victor Gyökeres that suggests he's probably not the striker that Arsenal need. And I think 70, 80 million, whatever it ends up being, it's tough. You know, I think that's not the right signing for me. A lot of Arsenal fans preferred Sesko. I think Sesko would have been a much better signing. I'm surprised that you're going for Madueke. I just don't understand the signing. It's a baffling one, especially if it means Wanyeri goes. That guy Miles, I think his numbers don't lie. Physically a monster, numbers on all levels of football. The problem is though, mate, you say numbers on all levels of football. Internationally, look at the game, look at the goals he scored internationally, and tell me where you think. I mean, we'll cover him now. We'll cover him, right? What I'm saying is, if you look at his performances for putting in Portugal, once you get past Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, Porto, maybe Braga at an absolute push, every other team beyond them are League One level. Like, they are so bad. Casapia have literally got Jose Fonte, who used to play at centre-back for Southampton. He's 41. 41, he's starting for Casapia in Portugal. No wonder Victor Gyökeres is sticking 3 and 4 past him. So it's that sort of a level you've got to bear in mind. His goals at international level, by the way, he scored 4 against Azerbaijan in November. He scored 2 against Estonia. 3 against Estonia. In fact, he has scored internationally 15 goals in 26 games, right? Which isn't a bad record when you look at it on the face of things. But 4, 5, 6 of them have come against Azerbaijan. 3 have come against Estonia. 1 against Iceland. 1 against Slovakia. He's got 1 against Belgium and 1 against Portugal in a friendly. Beyond that, he's not done much against the best teams. Like 6, 7 goals against Azerbaijanis and Icelands and Estonians. Like that's not impressive. And it's the same thing in the Premier League, mate. It's such a bad league. Such a bad league. I think scoring that amount with the type of finishes shows he's a good finisher. I think if he gets time on the ball and space, he probably can be. The problem is he won't get that time and space in the Premier League. Like I said, he was 24. I think this is why I've got such an issue with him. 24 years of age, right? He was in the Championship. He was as tall as he is now. He was as strong and as fit and as fast as he is now. 24 years of age, he was in the Championship. He got 21 goals, mate. 21 goals. 21 goals is not a great number in the Championship. There are players every year get 21 in the Championship. Adam Armstrong got it. Sammy Smodics got it. It's not, and both of them flopped in the Premier League quite easily. So my issue is, he's only done it in a league that we would all consider is a bit of a duff league. And internationally, he's not really done it against the top teams. So, I honestly think, like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I am wrong, I am wrong, right? I would say, I don't think he's going to do any better than Kai Havertz. I think he's going to maybe he might get you 10 to 15 at an absolute push. But he's not going to come in and do 20, 25, 30. He's not that player. That guy, Miles, what was your feeling when Darwin came? Well, Darwin Núñez is not the same player as Victor Gyökeres. Darwin Núñez, goal-scoring-wise, wasn't all that dissimilar to Victor Gyökeres in the Premier Liga. He got, I think it was 48 goals and assists in about 63, 64 games, something like that for Benfica before he came to Liverpool. He came to Liverpool. We've had him out on the left wing. We've had him out on the right wing. We've had him off the bench. He's not really, in my personal opinion, Darwin Núñez has not been treated particularly well at Liverpool. He's not been treated particularly well at Liverpool. He's one of those players that I think could do a lot better if he went. I honestly think Darwin Núñez is better than Victor Gyökeres. Not even close. If you offered me Victor Gyökeres or Darwin Núñez, I'm keeping Darwin every single day of the week. Edward, hey Key, you doing the Switzerland game as well? Yes, absolutely. Danzy, you watching any other games today? Yes, we're doing the Switzerland-Iceland game at 8 p.m. That guy, Miles, what was your feeling when Darwin came? Oh, sorry, we've done that one. I respectfully disagree. I think he'll be massive. If Marino scores goals for us, I think Victor will. Well, hey, listen, we'll see. We'll see. I just, honestly, mate, I don't think Victor Gyökeres, Zubamendi and Madueke, I think that basically cements Arsenal as third, maybe even fourth in the Prem next season. I don't think that helps Arsenal whatsoever. I've got to say, I really don't think it does. I think put it this way, Victor Gyökeres has been whoring himself out to pretty much every top team in Europe for the duration of this summer, and everyone's knew he was available, and every other club that's needed a centre forward, Liverpool, Manchester City for a spell, Real Madrid for a spell, Barcelona for a spell, Chelsea, all these teams that have needed centre forwards, none of them have looked at him. None of them. Even Napoli needed a centre forward. They're focusing it elsewhere. I just honestly think, mate, there's a reason other clubs around Europe haven't valued Victor Gyökeres, and that's it for me. That is it. They're on the same page as I am, maybe, in that, you know, he's got he ticks a lot of boxes physically. He looks a good centre forward, but there's reason for concern. And again, I think we'll see that next season. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up, mate. I promise I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I was bang wrong and I shouldn't have jumped the gun on him. But I do. I think he's a pretty average centre forward. MLR joining. No one valued Suarez before he came to Liverpool, though. That's not true. That's not true. Suarez was fantastic before he came to Liverpool. And he was in the Eredivisie as well, and playing regularly, you know, in the Champions League against a great Uruguayan team as well. He was doing wonderfully well. And he was a different type of player. Again, Gyökeres is not even in the same conversation as Luis Suarez, for God's sake. That guy, Miles, best defence 3 years in a row. All we lacked was killers, and Victor gave his priority to Arsenal weeks ago. See, the thing is, Matt, this is it. I think a part of the reason you had the best defence in the league is because you weren't quick enough in transition, and two, I think you're very, very risk averse. Mikel Arteta is incredibly risk averse as a manager, so you don't create that many chances. And I think that's one of the reasons why centre forwards will struggle for Arsenal. You know, I just don't think that Arsenal are going to be anywhere close to the title next year. I think it's going to be Liverpool and City in some order, top two, and I think Chelsea could end up being on your tail and catching you. But again, I totally see where you're coming from. There's no like, you know, box killers for Arsenal last season. And probably for the last 3 years. It feels like every summer for the last 3 years we've been saying Arsenal need a striker, Arsenal need a striker, Arsenal need a striker. And if they go and get Gyökeres now, then they can't argue. But it's also fair to say that Mikel Arteta has done this now 3 times. You desperately need a striker, He went out and got Gabriel Jesus. Not the player he wants. Arsenal need a striker, He goes out to get Kai Havertz. He's the one. He's just won the European Cup, top centre forward. Comes in, he's not the one he wants. Now he's doing it with Victor Gyökeres. If I'm really honest, I think it's not going to be third time the charm. Oh, Miles, Victor, Saka, Eze, Rodrigo, Odegaard, Rice. We can open up more. You aren't getting Eze. Like, mate. If you've got Madueke, you aren't getting Eze. Ornstein confirmed that on The Athletic, by the way. Ornstein said that Arsenal looked at 4 players in the wide areas. They looked at Rodrigo, they looked at Eze, They looked at Morgan Rogers and they looked at Madueke, and they have gone with Madueke. Madueke is the player they are focusing on. If they get Madueke, he is your start. And put it this way, Madueke is starting for England, by the way. What's the reason he's leaving Chelsea? He's leaving Chelsea because he isn't going to get game time next season. Maresca has said, you're not good enough, I don't want you on your bike. He's a starter for England now. He was starting for England under Thomas Tuchel in the last games. He's in the England squad. It's a World Cup year. Do you think for 1 second that Madueke would leave Chelsea for anywhere that tells him he's not going to be a starter? He's going to Arsenal and he's going to be your starting left winger, mate. So you're going to have Saka, Madueke, Odegaard and Gyökeres. That's going to be your front four. Rice probably sitting with Zubamendi. And I think you'll find very quickly as well, Zubamendi's not the same player as Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, physically, far, far stronger, quicker, more athletic, better at winning the ball back, in my opinion. Zubamendi has got a lot of skills that Partey hasn't, though, mind. We'll forget the personal life stuff. But Zubamendi is a wonderful player, but he's not the same as Thomas Partey. So that's going to take a bit of adjusting. It's going to take a bit of adjusting. It's a big, big change for Arsenal, that. Adrian Eze will join Arsenal and hopefully Rodrigo. In what world are you signing Eze and Rodrigo? In what world are you signing Eze, Madueke and Rodrigo? You're just not happening. You're living in La La Land, mate. You're absolutely deluded. There's no way. Fucking Eze, Rodrigo, Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard, Saka. Christ, how many do you want? That guy Miles, I don't think we'll get Noni. He'll cost 50 mil. Eze is 60 in 3 instalments. He's a back. Listen, you say you don't think you'll get Noni. Everyone is confirming it's happening. It's all confirming it's happening. Eze is off the table. It was Morgan Rogers, Eze, Rodrigo and Madueke. They were the four. Straight from Ornstein's mouth, this. And they've gone with Madueke. They've agreed personal terms with Madueke. 2030 is the contract. They're now just waiting for Chelsea to come home out of the Club World Cup, and they'll have it done. He'll be an Arsenal player. He's got no squad number at Chelsea now. He's 100% leaving Chelsea, and the fact that Arsenal are this close to getting it done suggests it will be done. Trust me. What a save! What a wonderful save that was. Overhead kick from Norway. Wonderful tip over the bar from the Finnish keeper. Ostermorg, where would Eze even play for Arsenal? I think Arsenal fans are kind of hoping that Odegaard gets binned off because forgetting he's the captain. He was shocking last season, wasn't he? He was absolutely shocking. And I think that's one of the issues that Arsenal fans have got is they just don't rate him anymore, and they'd like someone to come in and be that number 10, like an Eze or whoever it might be. Martinelli they don't really rate anymore, but they're not going to sell Martinelli unless Martinelli goes to Saudi, which I really can't see happening. Albeit there's massive rumours linking Rodrigo to Saudi today. I just think Arsenal look like they've made the decision. They've made the decision. Madueke, Gyökeres, Zubamendi. I can't see him making too many more signings. I think that's it. Unless maybe something big happens, like Saliba goes or something like that. Maybe they go and get another centre back. They've already got Mosquera coming in. But other than that, I honestly think that's Arsenal done. That's Arsenal done. I'm telling you, they won't make any more signings. Why? They don't need to. They've got Wanyuri. Just think in terms of bodies. They've got Wanyuri. Chance for Norway. Over the bar. She has to score there. She has to score. 10 yards out, Graham. 10 yards out, and Graham skies it. Really poor from Norway. That guy Miles, they did say Eze was separate to left winger business. Ornstein didn't say that. Ornstein said it was a straight shot. Ornstein said, and again, I'm putting a lot of stake in what Ornstein's saying, but Eze, Rogers, Rodrigo, and Madueke. And they've gone with Madueke. And I don't see where Eze fits in. Where does Eze fit in? Tell me where Eze fits in. If you've got on the left-hand side, you've got Madueke. right? You've got Saka on the right. You've got Odegaard, who's the captain, in the middle. And now you've got Gyökeres. Where is Eze fitting in? Where on earth is Eze fitting in? Do you think, in what world does Ebery Eze come to Arsenal as a fucking sub? Honestly, have a question. Just have a think about that. How is Eze going to Arsenal as a sub? It's not happening. Not happening. Is Martinelli going or something? Well, they've said the only way that will happen, the whole Rodrigo thing and whatever, like maybe that will happen if Martinelli goes. But I can't see him going to... Why would he go to Saudi? I can't see him going to Saudi. He's only 23. There's no way he goes to Saudi. Noni is a bench-level player. Not for Arsenal, he's not. And again, I just don't understand why he goes. Why on earth would he go to Arsenal in a World Cup year without reasonable assurances that he'll start? He's not going to do it. Mate, there's no way. And a player doesn't sign off on that contract in a World Cup year. Oh yeah, I'll come to Arsenal. What's my chances of playing next year, Mikel? Well, you're probably going to be back up, to be honest. You're probably going to sit on the bench for most of it. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, I'm a starter for England now. It's one of the most competitive positions in the international squad. But, yeah, that's fine. No problem. There's absolutely no way at all. I could see Madueke competing with Martinelli. Martinelli's so overrated. I agree. But he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. I think they could bring Madueke in to compete with Martinelli. They're not bringing two brand new left wingers in the same summer. Can't see it. Absolutely not. Won't happen. Won't happen. You've got Madueke, you're coming in. You've got Mosquera. You've got Zubamendi and Victor Gyökeres. And I think that will be Arsenal's business done. And again, if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say, sorry, I got it wrong. That's my opinion. That's how I think it ends up panning out. And I think Arsenal finish 3rd or 4th. Chimey, Arsenal need Garassi. They need a finisher. Yeah, Osimhen would have been a better upgrade. Sesko would have been alright. He might have taken a little bit longer to get going. Osimhen would have been the one. And Ollie Watkins, honestly, I am kind of devastated for Ollie Watkins that deal didn't get done. Because he's an Arsenal fan through and through. He'd have ran through a brick wall. It's in. Oh, it's there. Norway 2-1. It's 2-1. It was a little floated cross from the far side. Mohit Chowdhury broken this game will be over 1.5 or not. Well, it's 2-1 now. It's 2-1. There you go, Mohit. You asked the question and you got it. It's 2-1 Norway. It was a nothing ball in. It was just floated in. The keeper, she lost it. She lost it in the sky. She lost it in the floodlights. It's hit the post and gone in. 85th minute, Norway 2, Finland 1. Miles, I'd be stunned if we only got Gyökeres and Noni as attackers. Be a little mad. But listen, if I'd have told you at the start of the season, at the start of the summer, you're going to sign Madueke, you'd have told me that's mad one. But it's happening. It's happening. Like I said, I don't know if it's maybe ambition from Arsenal, maybe a lack of ambition. Maybe it's not a lack of ambition. Maybe the players that they're identifying, they can't agree on. So they're having to go with kind of, I don't know, maybe cheaper alternatives or whatever. You know, the Gyökeres deal just looks like he's a player that Arsenal could get. But every other European club has looked at Victor Gyökeres and gone, we'll pass. And I think you've got to understand why that is. You got to think about why that might be. Every other top European club that's needed a centre forward has looked at him and passed. He's not chose Arsenal over anyone, maybe other than Man United, because Man United probably would have loved Victor Gyökeres. Yeah, Victor Gyökeres to United, I thought actually made sense. I thought that's where he would end up. So the fact he's going to Arsenal, like I say, I'm fine with that. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm delighted. Absolutely delighted. I would have been really concerned if Arsenal signed maybe an Isak. Obviously, that would have been the worst one. But if you'd have got Ollie Watkins, plus Zubamendi, plus Eze or Rodrigo, I'd have been, they can totally take our title next year. Totally. Eze or Rodrigo, Isak, Osimhen, Watkins, any of them three, perfect. Plus Zubamendi, yeah, that's great, that's wonderful. Now you've downgraded on all of them. Gyökeres, nowhere near it. Madueke, nowhere near it. And Zubamendi's still there, that's fine. You know, Christian Mosquera's a good signing. That guy Miles, I think we'll be up there. Our defence won't get worse, and we should score more. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, maybe so. Maybe that is what happens. But I still think you'll be up there. I'm not disagreeing with that. I just think you'll. I don't think it's like you said at the very start, mate. You said a needle mover. I just don't think it's that. Again, humble opinion. I absolutely agree that you've got a great defence. You've got a wonderful defence. And Arsenal need to win something next season. But yeah, if I get it wrong, mate, I'll hold my hands up. That's my opinion as it stands. Onye, isn't Watkins linked to United, or am I bugging? Yes, Watkins has been linked to United recently, and I think honestly, I think that's a great signing if they do get him. It's an unusual signing for Manchester United because they're going after a player who is, I mean, let's be honest, 30 this season, but he's got such a history of scoring in the Premier League, it makes insane sense. Ben Akey, happy anniversary, mate. Cheers, man. Gyökeres bags 20 league goals for Arsenal next season for sure. He'll do a Bruno Fernandes and score against all the shite teams, but score a lot against those sides. So you think he'll stat pad against the shit teams, but not against the big ones? Well, look, listen. I have gone on record saying this, right? It'll be remembered, I'm sure. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But I really, really do think that that Gyökeres maybe touches 15 to 17 and an absolute maximum 15. I think next season I can't see him smashing loads in and being a difference maker for Arsenal. That guy Miles, you are the only streamer that's downplayed it. Every other content creator saying it's a huge deal, but love the chat, bro. Love the debates. Yes, absolutely. Miles, listen, really, really appreciate it, mate. Massive thank you. Great to have you on this channel either way. And we all listen. We disagree. We shake hands. We move on. It's all good. We'll still talk. Well, we'll still. You'll come back in maybe a few months' time and say, "Hey, shitbag, you was massively wrong about him. He's top of the goal scoring chart." Or you'll pop in one day in a few months. I'll go, "Hey, what about Gyökeres? What's going on there? What's happening with him?" We'll start calling him Baron Karen. Can't score. Ben, yes, that's exactly what I think he'll do. He'll be a pussycat against the top sides, but will be good and overpowering against the lesser sides. Okay, we'll see. That guy Miles, Watkins is a vanilla ice cream. He don't get in any league-winning teams. Just so like, he's so good. I like Ollie Watkins, and he's an Arsenal fan. Like, it would have been such a good move for him to go to Arsenal. Be yourself, Dylan. Yes, I'm getting paid. Nice. Well done, man. Well done, Dylan. That's great news. That's great news. Callum just found a website that funds personal training abroad. Just need to fund it now. They offer in Europe, Australia, Dubai, and USA. Well done, mate. Good luck with that. That'll be amazing. Jamie, Gyökeres would be better going to Barca. I mean, if he went to Barca, again, I think he would actually do very well because obviously he'd have Yamal and Rafinha creating for him. So at Barca, he'd probably end up scoring a hatful and he would retain that reputation. But at Arsenal, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Onye, does anyone think that Samu would be a great signing? He's a machine. He'd score loads. It's the same thing though. He's from Porto. It's in the Premier Liga. People have to apply just a little tiny bit of shave off what he scored in Portugal. Portugal as a league is so bad outside those top 3 or 4. It's not anywhere near the quality of the Liga or La Liga or Bundesliga or Premier League. I don't even think it's the Championship level. It's really poor outside those leagues, outside those teams. Miles, if Mourinho scored 8 in 10 to 12 games, do you not think Victor could score 20 in a full season? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he can. Maybe he can. I just think Mourinho hit a bit of a glut. And actually, Mourinho was very, very good in the air. Some of the goals Mourinho scored, they were incredible finishes. Like, he's a centre mid, but he ended up playing really well, didn't he? Onyea, Man United aren't a league-winning team. It makes sense for them to go for him. Experience plus goals plus quality. David Galashvili, what do you think about Kvaratskhelia? My favourite non-Liverpool player. Love him. Love him, Kvaratskhelia. Kvaradonna. Absolutely love him. One of my favourite non-Liverpool players in Europe at the moment. Love watching him. Would have loved for him to come to Liverpool. Fabulous player. And I think he'll do really well again next season. Be yourself, Dylan. Norway are through. Yeah, looking like it. 2-1 up. 3 minutes to go here. Onyea, I remember watching Samu against Man United. He bullied De Ligt, but to be fair, United are pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, De Ligt getting bullied. Bullying De Ligt is probably not a good sign of a top striker. J-Star Trading, that dude Middlesbrough signed years ago from Holland who was top scorer with about 40 goals. Yes, that was, what was his name? Afonso Alves. Afonso Alves got 40 goals for Heerenveen in the Dutch league. And yeah, he came to the Premier League. He was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. There's loads who've done it. You know, we've seen it many, many times. It's just, they just can't quite carry it through with the transition from one league to another. Right, the Finnish goalkeeper's come forward here. It's a corner to Finland. We've got 90 seconds left. The Finnish goalkeeper has come forward for the corner. And with 90 seconds left, you've got to say, if Norway were able to get hold of this... Oh, what's going on here? She's loitering around the edge of the box. If you're going to come forward, get in the area. What are you doing, woman? Oh, that's an absolute disaster. Oh, Norway could be hitting them on the counter here if they're not careful. It's gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick. That was the most maddest thing I've ever seen. The Finnish keeper came forward for a corner. You've got 90 seconds left. Finnish keeper comes forward for a corner. And she stands outside the box. What is the point in that? Onyea, remember Bas Dost? Didn't he get like 30 in the Portuguese league? Yeah, and he did all right though at Wolfsburg, didn't he? He did okay in the Bundesliga, Bas Dost. He wasn't a terrible player. He was massive, Bas Dost, wasn't he? 6'5", 6'6". But yeah, he got 48 in 117 for Wolfsburg. He got 52 in 73 for Heerenveen. He got 93 in 127 for Sporting. I mean, that's a great guy. Honestly, like, Bas Dost is 36. He only retired last year. Actually, he's not even retired. He's just a free agent. He's not played since last year. NEC Breda, he left. J-Star Trading, Kesman. God, yeah, Mattia Kesman. He scored a hatful, didn't he, at PSV? Good player, Kesman. He was always all right, him. Didn't he get... Was he someone who had... What happened with Kesman at Chelsea? I always remember there was a bit of a furore around him. A little bit like Mutu, I guess. Yeah, he was signed for 5 million by Chelsea and he sold for 5 million to Atletico Madrid. Right, anyway, it's full time here in Switzerland. Norway have won it. Norway 2, Finland 1. Graham with the winner. Savanius with the equaliser for Finland. I thought Finland could take it at one point, you know. Be yourself, Dylan. The manager pointed the keeper to go outside the box. I don't understand why. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you're a keeper going up for a corner in the last few seconds, the whole point is that you get an extra body in the box. Why on earth would you go and then stand outside the area? Madness. Absolute madness. Chimey, is there any transfer news for Porto striker Samu? No, I don't believe there is. I mean, obviously Chelsea were very close to signing him, weren't they? But yeah, no, I don't think there's any particular rumours linking him with anyone. I expect he stays at Portugal. in Portugal. Newcastle and Aston Villa were linked with him earlier in the summer, but I can't see him going. Be yourself, Dylan. I remember Alisson did it for Liverpool and he scored against West Brom. He certainly did. Ryan says Chelsea are winning the league. Poor Ryan, you're so lost if you think Chelsea are winning the league. So lost. Right, well, listen, we'll be back in half an hour or so for the next game in our UEFA Women's European Championships group stage. It's another game. It's Switzerland against Iceland. So I will be back in about 30 to 45 minutes for that one if you're joining me. J-Star Trading says winning the Women's Premier League. Ryan Gittins, Zhao, Pedro, Neto, Palmer going to tear up the league. Yeah, what about Robert Sanchez, mate? What about Robert Sanchez? Is he any chance? No. Chelsea going to win the league. Got Robert Sanchez in goal. Oh, some people, eh? Petrovic clear. Petrovic is going Sunderland, isn't he? Petrovic is signing for Sunderland. You got honestly, I mean, even Petrovic is still not out special. Your keeper situation's a problem. Defence is a real problem. Don't think your midfield's fantastic, to be honest. I mean, Caicedo and Fernandes, you know, a couple of decent individual players. Collectively as a midfield, especially if you end up losing one or two of those. Lavia stepping up sometimes has not been great. Dewsbury Hall, players like that. It just doesn't... There's not an awful lot in that Chelsea team I look at and think they're going to challenge the title. I think you probably finish in the top 5 or top 4. I think you probably maybe even challenge Arsenal for 3rd, but I can't see you winning it. There's no way. You don't get anywhere near Liverpool and City. Nowhere near Liverpool and City. Okay, well listen, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to be live again in 45 minutes. If you are joining us for the next game in the UEFA Women's Euros, which is tonight, we're going to be watching Switzerland against Iceland. We'll be talking all things football as we always do. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you've subscribed. Get over to YouTube. Get over to X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Search Premier League Dad. Give us a follow. Same as on YouTube, Premier League Dad. And I will see you all in about 45 minutes. Have a nice night.